Hey guys, it's Believe Gaga, and I am back. I've been rewatching all of Mr. Robot, and it's been just so much fun, but I'm back to review, recap, not really review, episode 1.3, Demons. And yeah, I mean, let's just say, these sunglasses though, it's Madonna for Versace. So Rami Malek, if you're watching. Okay, so let's get into this episode. Episode 1.3, Demons. This is the 4th episode, and Demons is basically like a play on word for demons, and I guess it's like kind of like Madonna's song Devil Pray, so it's like they're all traveling together basically in this episode to go make the devil pray. And basically by that is, let me move this a little bit. Basically by doing that, it's like they need to stop some kind of transport and stuff and everything like that. So let's get into this episode. Like I said, 4th episode, 1.3, Demons. Okay, so it opens up like the last line of Morphine, and he's basically like, I chose it all, I chose everything, you know, and it's just, I guess, it is a foreshadowing, because it just comes back to it like right away, basically, but I mean, it's just basically Elliot contemplating everything that he's doing, everything that's happening, and like the choices that he has. And I think it's kind of going back to the 1.1 episode of the ones and zeros, and it's just like choices, yes, no, are you like a quitter, are you a coward, or are you gonna go through with it and stuff. And this comes back again like near the end of the episode as well, so all this is about choices and stuff, but everything keeps coming back to the same thing, Elliot, everything like that. So then it goes where he's actually sitting, where it leaves off in the other episode, where he's with F Society and his computer and stuff, and he's like, this is the plan and stuff, and it's like the gas line, like he knows how to do this, and he knows what to do, and like when this chemical bonds with this chemical to explode stuff and everything, and he's just sharing that plan with them and everything, and they're like, oh, okay, and blah blah blah, and whatever. And then they're like, okay, no, we gotta do a Raspberry Pi, I believe it was called, and like get to like a thermostat and change it, but then you're like, that's never gonna work and stuff. Like, how are we gonna get in, basically? That's what Bill Cosby is saying, is like, how are we gonna get into, like, the place? I mean, he's like, it's very secure and everything like that, and then later on he found out there's 5 places that isn't gonna be it, so he's like, we're barely gonna probably get into 1, now 5, that's gonna be impossible, you know. So it's just like, who knows. And then we see the first symptoms of withdrawal, which kind of goes back to the beginning and stuff. But I mean, he's coughing and stuff, he's gonna have the sweats and everything like that. So then it goes back, and he's talking about his symptoms and stuff, like his clinical depression, his social anxiety, and everything like that. And he's just, I guess, kind of realizing, like, everything, I guess, kind of coming to terms with it, like that he does have problems and everything. And this is kind of, again, another part of, like, his demons and stuff like that, you know, like his inner monsters and everything. And he's like, I have a day job and stuff, and I have, people depending on me and everything like that, and all these, like, I guess, issues, like you'd say. And then he's like, I'm gonna take down the largest corporation and stuff like that. He's like, but I chose it. And this goes back to the beginning. He's just like, I chose it and stuff, and I chose everything. And then he's like, this last line of the drug, he's like, it was destined for me, like, it was destined to happen and stuff like that, and like, everything was just like, whatever. So he takes that last line. And then it goes to him walking Flipper, and he sees the Men in Black where he's walking Flipper, and Flipper is the dog, if you don't remember. And he's just walking Flipper, and he sees the Men in Black basically again. Like, one of them is walking this way, and then one of them is walking this way, and then, like, the one here, like, they just meet up over here and stuff. And then he's just like, what? Like, what do you want? Like, Adam Lambert, what do you want from me? So he's just doing that and stuff, and then he's in his house, well, his apartment, and then there's, like, a knocking or, like, a pounding at the door, and it's like builds up the suspense and stuff, and then we just find out it's basically Kristen Stewart, you know, the Madonna Shayla twin. So it's just her, just like, come on, bitch, we gotta go and stuff. Like, they're saying the plan won't work and everything, like I mentioned before. And then he's like, okay, well, we have to go to New York to stop the 5 places, because he said, he's like, it's not until April 1st that it'll be in 5 places, like the tapes, because he's like, oh, we can melt the tapes, you know, because he takes out, like, the stuff inside, like, tapes, and he, like, basically shows them, like, it'll melt and stuff, like, you just get the blast hot enough. And he's just like, we have a couple of days to do it and everything like that. He's like, but if we can stop it, he's like, it won't be spread. So, I mean, like, they're gonna take their chances in, like, the little short time window that they have. And then, they mention the Dark Army again, the Chinese people and the hackers, and they're like, we have to do it. Well, Kristen Stewart's like, we have to do it, Madonna. She's like, we have to do it before Tuesday, or not, like, it's not gonna work and stuff. And then she's basically like, okay, don't worry and everything, blah, blah, blah. And then Cosby is the one who notices Elliot's withdrawals and stuff. He's like, I know what junkie you want, I see one and stuff. He's like, you might have everyone else fooled and stuff, but I know, and everything like that. So then Bill Cosby and Jack Black hack a minivan for a trip and stuff, and they're talking about trust. And Cosby's like, I don't know if I trust him and stuff, and Jack Black's like, well, it's not about trust, you know. Sorry, I moved again. But my feet, my legs, Lord, I've been on my knees, and just all these videos, I mean, wearing the same outfit, as always. And he's basically like, I don't trust him and stuff, and it's like, well, it's not about trust, and blah, blah, blah. And he's just like, okay. And then he sees Mr. Robot, Elliot, they go back to, like, the arcade, they cut back to the arcade, and Mr. Robot's like, well, you have it under control, Elliot, and stuff, and he's just like, I guess, like, when he hears control, it's like a trigger word, he's like, it just, like, messes with him, basically. And then he's like, you're the key, and that's, again, like, another, like, foreshadowing and illusion stuff, like, Elliot's the key, Elliot's the center of all this, but is he set up, is he a pawn in this, like, I've been saying, like, is Elliot just being played, is Elliot gonna be played, and then, basically, we're gonna find out, like, a huge twist that Elliot's been playing them and stuff, like, really, like, I guess, who's in control, who's in charge, like, who's doing what they do, because it kind of seems, at the end of this episode of the preview of the next one, like, something went wrong or something, so, I don't know. But, I mean, when that episode comes out, I'll recap it. But, yeah, that happens, and then he's like, you are a force of nature and everything like that, and then he's like, the daemon that everyone has, like, it's driving and stuff, and he talks about it, it's like there's urges and instincts and everything while they're driving towards New York, and he's just like, there's like a lot of stuff that happens and blah blah blah, you know, he's like going off on like what the daemon does and stuff, like he kind of do with the debugging and everything, like the narration, and then he just throws up and it cuts off, and they go to a hotel because he needs a rest, and they hacked into a hotel basically. And then he's like, hypersensitivity and more withdrawal systems and everything like that, and Rami Malek is shirtless, so what more could I ask for? And it's really, because he's like all sweaty and stuff, so it's just like, so yeah, that happens, and he's having all his symptoms and everything, and then it goes to Angela, and she's sneaking off while her boyfriend's asleep and stuff. And then she's like, oh, I'm going to brunch at my dad. And he's like, no, like, don't go and stuff. And but she's taking the little disc that, like, that the hacker wanted them to upload at Allsafe. Like, basically blackmailing them. She's like, you know what, like, I'm going to do it myself. Like, she has a plan that she's going to do, and we kind of see what's happening when you see the preview at the end of this episode, but I won't get into it until, like, we see the new episode, because then if I get into it, obviously I don't know what happens, so why even bring it up, like they say. And then she goes to Shayla when she sees her, when she looks for Elliot. She's like, is Elliot around and stuff? She's like, no, I don't know where he is and stuff, but he just wants me to do, like, Flipper duty, so literally she has to take care of Flipper's duty, so she has to walk Flipper and stuff, and then they leave and stuff, and then he goes back to the hotel, and they're like, give him time and everything, and they're kind of like, I guess, arguing over, like, Elliot and, like, his withdrawals and stuff, and they're just like, we don't have time, and blah, 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 like that, you know? And he's just basically going crazy, and he's just like, ooh, like, I guess, like, exorcist, like, withdrawal. And then he just, like, looks out the window, and he sees, like, an Evil Corp trucks and a limo, I think, driving. So it's just like, has it already started? Have they already moved this stuff without them knowing earlier? Like, do they know that F Society is gonna do what they're gonna do and stuff? Like, that's why I say, like, who is playing them? Who are these people? Because they all are going to come back to Elliot, like they say. I mean, he's, like, caught in the middle of the crossfire, like they said. So, then we go to the arcade and stuff, and we see Malala, and she's on the computer, and she is doing something. I forgot what she said she was going to do earlier in the episode. And then she tries Kristen Stewart's scarf on, and she's like, you could have just asked, and stuff like that. And then she's like, oh, I did this and did whatever, and then she's like, how do we know we have the Dark Army's compliance and stuff like that? And she's just like, oh, leave it to me. She's like, I'll meet with the guy and stuff. And then she's like, okay, but I'm going with you. And they leave together. And then it goes back to Angela and Shayla at a park. And then Shayla gives Angela ecstasy, and she's like, "What is this ecstasy?" And she's like, "No, it's clarity." And then she's like, "So you're not so down and stuff, and you can figure your shit out." Because I mean, the stuff with the boyfriend and the hack and everything. I mean, I guess she's just trying to be like, "Yo, relax, man. Like, take a hit of this blunt, you know." And that's happening. And then it goes to Malala and Shayla's twin, Kristen Stewart, and they're like at a club or a bar. I don't really know what it is, but they're playing arcade. But you see like the Chinese mask on the door, and you see like the paddles, and they go like that. They like zoom in, and it's like a face there and stuff like that. So it's kind of like really, I guess, kind of the low key place where the hackers go, and that's how she knows the Dark Army people, hackers. And excuse me. Then Bay is convulsing. He's hot and sweaty in his hotel bed. Very good for the camera and stuff. He's just convulsing, he's hot, he's sweaty, and he's just going crazy again because of the withdrawals. And then they're having an argument with Cosby. Well, Mr. Robot is having an argument with Cosby, basically. And then he's like, "Fine, if you want to leave, like, leave then." And he's just like, "Ah, yes." And he leaves, and he goes and molests a bunch of models. So then Elliot's like, "Well, I need a hit just to get through, just so we can continue moving and stuff. Like, we don't have enough time. Like, Cosby is right and stuff." But it's just like, is Bill Cosby really right? And then, like, he's taken to, like, an F Society drug house with Mr. Robot, because he sees some guy, and he's like, "Yeah, like, how much? 30? And it was like 60 or something. And he gives him money to let Elliot go. And he's like, "Okay, Elliot, like, you just go, you don't talk to anyone, like, you just do what you have to do, basically, go get a hit and just come back out." And when he's going in, like, you see F Society on the walls, and you see F Society, like, above the door frame, and you're kind of just like, huh. And then he's like, "Oh, you big eyes over here," and stuff, and then Elliot turns around. And he's like, "Oh, like, just, I guess, have fun, like, do what you gotta do and stuff." And he's like, "Well, I need morphine." And he's like, "Well, we have something better." And it's like in a vial, so I mean, Elliot could have gotten AIDS or something from sharing needles, or hepatitis. I mean, I don't know. I mean, obviously, sterility is just not first thing on a junkie's mind, I guess. I mean, I don't know. And then this hoe is like, "It's okay, I'll help you." And she, like, injects him with the drug, and he's like, "No." And then that hoe has the nerve to kiss Elliot. That hoe has the nerve to kiss Elliot. You know how jealous that makes me? Someone else is kissing Rami Malek that isn't me. Ooh, that hoe. But here's the good part. So, I mean, he's narrating, he's like, "Well, Elliot promised," it was the last line and stuff, and there goes the promises and the ones and zeros and the betrayals and everything like that, all these, like, little things that I guess are, like, bubbling up to the surface and stuff. And he's just like, "But I really needed this." And then there's shots fired and stuff, and ha ha ha. That hoe who kissed Rami Malek gets shot for helping him do drugs, basically. So, yes, I got one less problem. One less problem without you. One less problem without you. But then Elliot gets up and Bay gets shot, so they shoot Rami. Gets shot in the arm or something, or like in the chest, and like the upper left quadrant or something. I don't know. He gets shot, and I'm like, "Oh my god." I'm like, I don't ask for much, but he gets shot. And then one of the, like, propaganda videos comes on the TV from the weather, and it's like, "Open your eyes" and stuff, and blah 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 and everything. And then it goes to Elliot being behind the camera with, obviously, Mr. Robot, and he's given the key and he's given a mask. And since Elliot's behind the camera, I kind of called this on the Q&A, because I'm like, is Elliot the person behind the mask, you know? I mean, maybe it's not, because when it goes to this part, is it a hallucination? Is he, like, dreaming and stuff? Like, it's kind of, like, a bit trippy. And I was even, like, on the Q&A with Rami Malek, I was like, is he, like, schizophrenic, and this is, like, a huge bad trip or something on the drug? Like, what's really going on here? And I don't know. I feel like I was a little bit right and a little bit like, maybe it's a tease. I don't know. But he's behind the camera, he's given a key and a mask. And then that's just like where I'm like, where is Bay? I mean, where is Elliot? Where is Rami? Because it goes into like this kind of like nice looking ghetto place. Like, you know, like the ghetto, like if they really kept the lawns green and stuff and everything was up, like really kept tidy and stuff like that. So it's in some place. I'm just like, where are you, Bay? So I can find you. And like I said, some nice ghetto place, and there's like some post where I guess a house used to be, where that home was. Could it be back to that little foreshadow of the home with the happy family that we saw when he asked in the previous episode, like, I want to know, and Shayla brought out this, like, textile that had, like, a home and, like, a family in front of it. Could that be, like, one of the things that, like, surfaced to Elliot now that, like, he got shot or he got a hit or something? Because you really don't know what's happening or what really happened. And then it says error 404 not found. So that's when he asks a little girl who randomly pops up, like, hey friend, and she's like, I'm not your friend. He's like, can you tell me what happened to this house? And she's like, hey. She's basically like, no bitch. And she's just like, okay. And then she asks him, what's your monster? And then he's just like, he doesn't really react. He's just like, but we're just like, what's your monster? Like, this is going back to the Damon's thing. So he is, oh, she tells him, oh, I think you dropped this, and, sorry, I just couldn't read my own handwriting. She's like, I think you dropped this, and she holds it up, and it's the key that he was given before it cut to commercial when he got the mask and stuff. So that key and the mask and, like, I guess the videos are going to be 3 very big things that are going to be, like, building up and stuff, and, like, how everything's going to lead up and everything. I guess we're getting closer to, like, the climax of the series, or the plot, the storyline. I mean, I wish Rami Malek would climax on me or something, or in me, but I mean, who knows when that'll happen. But he's humming with the girl, and they're like, stuff, and then he starts humming, and then he's like, ding dong ding. But I mean, the only thing that I want is Rami Malek's ding dong ding instead of my ding dong ding. Anyways, knock knock, come inside. Then we go back to where he's in his apartment, and Tyrell is there with the key and stuff, and that's where I said, when it goes back to the episode where Tyrell basically invites him and he hacks Tyrell, and it's like, did he want this to happen? Did he want this? Or was that one of Elliot's fears that maybe he is the key to all of this? Like, they say, like, he is the bug, he is this, and, like, they're using his own demons against him and stuff like that. So he just sees him there, and it's kind of like, but he doesn't say anything, you know, like, he's just there. But this is, like I say, you don't know if he's having a bad trip, if it's part of the withdrawals, if they actually did take him to get drugs, did he actually get shot? But I mean, he probably didn't. I don't know, we'll find out in the next episode. It's kind of still a little trippy, but I feel like it's not really happening. And then, the fish is talking to him, the beta fish and stuff, and he's just like, oh, there's no change when you're in a fishbowl and stuff. It's the same thing over and over. It's like your life is on a loop unless, like, you end your life, basically. So I guess that's kind of like an allusion to Elliot being in the same fishbowl, in the sense of he would just go to his apartment, he would have his, I guess, mental breakdowns and his social anxiety, and he would just take some morphine, and it was just the same schedule over and over, and he was addicted and stuff like that. But he doesn't know because he lives in a fishbowl. But, like, I guess a deep underlying issue is, like, you just wish it would all end. Excuse me. And then it goes to a random scene again where Angela's eating, like, a beta fish, and it's like all the people at Allsafe are having dinner, and, like, you know, like how they're, like, in little cubicles, basically, like open room design cubicles. It's like white, I guess, linen, like you would have, like, at a fancy dinner party. But, like, it's a huge fancy dinner party inside the office where the computers are supposed to be there having dinner, you know, at their desk. And it's like a huge beta fish, and it's like the rocks that you put in, like, an aquarium, like those colorful rocks, and she's basically eating a beta fish. So I guess that's kind of like a thing, like, your demons are eating you from the inside out, because, like, he's in his own little fishbowl and stuff, and, like, the bubbling could be, like, maybe he's coming back to the surface, or things are coming to surface, you know, kind of metaphorical and stuff like that. So then she's eating the beta fish, and it's like a dinner work party thingy and stuff like that, and it's really, I guess, weird. And then he kind of looks to the side, and I'm assuming it's him and his mom, and she's like, eat this, and he's like, and then it's just like, eat it, and then, like, she makes him eat it and stuff, and he's just like, so maybe that was back to when he pulled the picture of he and his mom and stuff like that, you know. And the bus stop scene, like, maybe we're kind of seeing more, like, stuff starting to surface and stuff, like, coming back. Like, he even said, like, am I ready to deal with all this pain, when he had the drug dealer arrested and stuff. I mean, maybe all these things are coming to the surface, you know, like, bubbling to the surface in water and stuff. Like, I guess he's suffocating, he's drowning and stuff, and then he's brought a pie. And I forgot what the waiter says about the pie and stuff, and then when he's like eating it, there's like the key is in the pie, like the key that he dropped and the key that he was given and stuff, and then it's like the ring, well, not like in the movie The Ring, but it's like a ring like to propose to Angela, because when he takes it out, it's like and then Angela's like, yes, Elliot, I do, and everyone's like, woo, everyone's like cheering and stuff. So I'm just like, if this hoe marries Elliot, Rami Malek, ooh, like, I even said in my crushing on Rami Malek video, like, I mean, he may be married, but that doesn't mean he's like taken, you know. So there's that, and like maybe that kind of symbolizes the key to happiness in Elliot's life. Like, does he really want that normal life, even though he has like that social anxiety and that stuff like that? Maybe he does, and it's just hard for him to cope and stuff and actually be normal because he has all these problems and he takes morphine to like numb the pain, like they say. So that could be the key to happiness, and there's cheering, and then everything's happy when I like this hoe, basically. And then he's walking into talks to the F Society arcade, and we see Angela in a white dress, so obviously it's like a marriage thing. This hope she marries him. And then when she sees him, there's like a big painting behind her, and I'm just assuming that it's Elliot, because like it has like the big eyes, like they say, and stuff. Like it kind of resembles Elliot. Like if you look at Rami Malek, you know, and you're just like, is Angela standing in front of him? Like, I don't know, like the symbolism, I can't really put it together right now, but like maybe it's him, you know, maybe it's just like whatever. And then she's like, oh, like maybe like you're crazy and stuff, and she's like, you know, you won't do it right, you won't change the world, you're afraid of your unknown monster, basically. Like she's like, you're afraid of your monsters, and do you even know what your monster is? Like she's, I guess, like low-key taunting him, but not really. She's kind of just like, I guess, like subconscious talking to him, like it's just like, you're not gonna do it, you're not gonna do this, like you're not gonna do that, you know, like you're afraid and stuff, like give up, you know, like that little voice in your head, basically. And then it kind of cuts off to where it's him in the dark, and he's looking at the mask hanging off of the camera and stuff, and then he's like, am I still alone? He's like, is my friend, which would be us, like the viewers, the monster and stuff, and then his voice changes and it looks into the camera, it's like, you are alone, and then like the arcade starts lighting up and everything like that, and there's music playing. So I'm guessing that's like where he comes back to reality, and that's where I say maybe it was a withdrawal, maybe it was a trip, you know, because when he comes back in the rush of pain, like he just like jumps up out of his hotel bed, still shirtless, and he's like, oh, I'm alone. He's like, they all left, I'm alone, and he kind of cries a little, and then Mr. Robot comes out and he's like, nah, he's like, you ain't alone, bae. I mean, I would have come out and just been like, you're not alone. And then Mr. Robot's like, no, you're not alone. He's like, I'm not going anywhere, kiddo. He's like, we're in this till the end and stuff, and it kind of cuts off there, and it goes to Malala and Kristen Stewart again. What am I moving under my bed? Cuts off to Malala and Kristen Stewart again, and they're in the street, and then I'm assuming she sees the Black Army, like, gang people, and she just runs off, and she's like, oh, that's him, you know, like, they're gonna take us to him, and they take a ride in a limo with two people, and they throw their phones out their window, because they're like, phones now, and then they just throw them out the window, and I'm just like, bitch, you throw my phone out the window? How am I supposed to upload my videos to YouTube? How am I supposed to keep on Instagram and my Skype, or whatever, you know? So they throw their phones out the window and stuff, and then it goes to Angela high in a club with Shayla, basically, and then Shayla's like, oh, don't worry, and stuff, like, don't stress out, and blah, 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 and then she kisses her and everything. They make out, and then she's like, you see that bad bitch in the mirror? She's like, that's the only person you have to worry about. She's like, basically, worry about yourself. And then you see some F Society, like, I guess, spray paint graffiti on, like, the bar doors or wherever they're at, or, like, the club doors or something, you know? It's not really, like, club doors, but, like, you know, like, those saloon-type doors, like, that's kind of what it is. And then Kristen Stewart basically meets with him, the Madonna twin of Shayla, and she meets with him, and I'm pretty sure it's the hacker, like I was saying in the previous video, that hacked Angela's boyfriend, because he's really similar looking, you know, and he was talking in Chinese, and then the Black Army, and they're in Chinese and stuff, so I'm just like, I was like, is him the hacker who hacked Angela's boyfriend? That's why I say, like, they all, like, I guess, like, know each other in the sense of, like, who's the hacker, like, we're asking ourselves, and then here's, like, an F Society member meeting with the hacker, and who did that hacker hack? Angela's boyfriend. The boyfriend is Angela. Who does Angela know? Elliot. So that's why I'm just like, everything kind of comes back to Elliot in a way, but then it's like, was this all like predetermined, predestined, whatever, or like was this all like planned out? Like, I'm like, who is the pawn in this game, like they say, you know, basically. And then she's like telling him like, please talk to the Black Army and stuff. And she's like, no, they don't play around and everything like that. She's like, please. And then she kisses him and he's like, okay, fine, I will. And then Bill Cosby comes back when they cut back to the hotel, and he gives him like some drinks to get it together and stuff, and like I guess sober him up, you know, like make it faster. It's like some anti-diarrheal stuff and something for his sinuses and blah blah blah. And he's like, yeah, Grandmama used to make it and stuff. So Bill Cosby helps him out, and everyone's together, so it's good. And then it's just like Elliot's talking to us, like narration wise, and he's like, did he miss? Like, well, what happened? Like, everyone's together, but it's like, did he miss us? Did we miss him? Like, who is who? You know, like, who left who? Like, did we leave him? Did he leave us? When, like, I guess he blacked out on the withdrawal or something, or, like, whatever, the convulsions or everything. Like, it's like, did I leave? Did you leave? Like, what happened? Like, did you miss me? Or, like, did I miss you? And stuff like that. So, I guess he's still questioning himself. He still has that, like, psychological problem, like they say. And then it goes to back Kristen Stewart, and she sees Malala praying in the arcade and stuff, and she's like, Malala, Malala. Stuff like that. She's like, when you're ready, come and get it. Nah, 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 nah. And then he starts talking about a hopeful moment where it's just, I guess, the hopeful moment scares him. So I'm thinking, is Hope his daemon, you know? Like, is Hope a demon and stuff like that of his? Like, is it because, like, he hoped that when he broke his dad's promise, like, he would get him better help and stuff, but then that relationship with his dad didn't really go as well as he found out. He got pushed out a window when he broke his arm, and his dad didn't look at him even till the day he died, and that was like a broken, I guess, relationship with his dad, you know, like that. How did that work out for you the first time, like also? So that's his demon, I'm thinking, like they say, Hope. And then we go into Angela. She sneaks into Allsafe with the CD thing and stuff like that, and like I said, in the next episode we find out like how she really did it and what she really did, like they say. And she puts the CD in the computer, and like the little black screen is cut off again. But basically, Angela puts the CD into the computer at Allsafe, and the little black screen pops up with text. So obviously, we know Allsafe's infected, basically. And she's just like, ooh. And she's just like, oh no, you know, basically, like, it's already infected, it's in and stuff. And she's like, oh, like, I guess she kind of like just freaked out because like she just put it in and then it happened. So obviously it was like really fast. Like, did they know she was going there already or something? You know, who's watching, who's playing who? And it won't come out. She like presses, like, you know how like you press on like a desktop thingy for like the disc to come out, and it just won't come out and stuff. So she's like freaking out because like someone appears, like I'm guessing like the secretary, the desk person. She appears and stuff, and then she has to like break the disc out, basically. Like she has to manually like open the thing to get the disc out, and she does. And then she sneaks away, and then as she's sneaking away, like the secretary person is putting like folders at the people's desks, I guess, their little cubicle things, and she's putting them there, and then it like pans out, and we see the computer like turn off by itself. And does that mean like the system's gonna go down, you know? Like, is that like a little foreshadowing, like metaphorical thing that the computers are gonna go down? Because I mean, after it just shut down, you know, I mean, you never know what's gonna happen here. But after that, he's talking about how like, well, Elliot's narrating as like it pans out to like the street and stuff. He's like, the daemons are always active, and they're like to manipulate us and to own us and stuff. He's like, they do own us, like your own demons own you and stuff, and like you don't really realize it and stuff. Like when you fight your own demons, like they basically own you and control you until I guess you're in control. So like Britney Spears, give me more, shaving off her head and stuff. Really great. And he says like, I created you, which is us, the audience. He's like, but he's like, he must deal with us, basically. Like, he's like, I created you, but I still, like, I guess have to deal with you. Like, we're in his head, you know, but it's like, are we a daemon of his? Are we this? Are we that? You know, like, who really is friend? Like, we're his friend, you know, the audience, like they say. But it's like, honey, I want to be more than just friends with Rami Malek. But who knows if that'll happen. And then he's basically like, once you break through, you find familiar faces on the other side and everything like that. So it's like, I guess Bruce Jenner finally coming out, and he sees familiar faces on the other side, his family who supports him and stuff. So there's that. And then, I mean, you assume they're driving to New York, because, I mean, you see, like, the van just going off on the street. So you assume they're driving to New York, because that was the plan in the beginning with the withdrawals and stuff. And that's where the episode ends. So that's the end of episode 4. 1.3 demons. So it's, I guess, basically him dealing with his inner demons and stuff. So I don't know, it was a really interesting episode with the withdrawal and stuff, and then Rami Malek was shirtless and hot and sweaty, so what more could I ask for? And I don't know, leave comments below. What are other theories you guys have? Do you really think Elliot's being played? Do you, like, it's all coming back to Elliot and stuff, and people Elliot knows and stuff, like, he has to protect them, but is he really protecting them? If he's not really protecting himself, is he suppressing a lot of things that are surfacing up? Is that going to mess with him? Like, is he going to relapse? And then it's weird because I'm like, okay, so I'm like, he's going through withdrawals, and like, I guess he's getting clean, like, unofficially, but does that mean, since Angela did the ecstasy, is she gonna become like the new Elliot, like they say, you know? I mean, I don't know, that's just one little thing that I'm like, I wonder, like a little twist, you know? So I mean, sound off in the comments below, like, any other theories and everything, like, you notice that I have missed out or haven't pieced together and stuff like that, and just, like, leave comments below, because this is a really interesting show. It's very, like, thriller, it's very psychological. It's like you get in the mind of, like, someone really, and I know he talked about when he was filming, like, he was talking to psychologists and he was talking to people like this to really get, like, I guess a good experience, like they say, and stuff like that. So I mean, it's a really interesting show, and I'm really liking it. Like, it's really cinematic. It's very movie-like, basically, and it's just really well done and really good. And I heard that they worked with a lot of people behind the scenes to really be as authentic with the show as possible, and it's got a lot of positivity, and really good reviews and everything. And there's a lot of fans and stuff. But I just want Rami Malek. I just need Rami Malek in my life. So I don't know, sound off in the comments below, you guys, and stuff like that. And this is just me kind of recapping the whole episode and giving a little bit of commentary, so I don't really think I'm like, oh, this and this and this, you know. I'm just trying to do my best with this right now. But yeah, I mean, just leave your comments below and I'll read them, and we'll see together next week, next Wednesday. And yes, I'll be in a different shirt, because Elliot doesn't really have normalcy in his life, and neither will we, like they say. So until next time, I want to say hi to Rami Malek, and stay safe, and God bless. And Rami Malek, if you ever see this, dear future husband, here's a few things you need to know if you wanna be my one and only all my life. So, yeah, Rami Malek, I'll be sleeping on the left side of the bed. Open doors for me and you might get some kisses. Don't have a dirty mind, just be a classy guy. Buy me a ring, buy me a ring. Oh, guys, I'm just Rami Malek. He's obsessed. I mean, if you haven't seen my crushing on Rami Malek video, see it, as well as the other recaps and stuff. And like I said, leave comments below. Like I keep saying, I'm so repetitive, aren't I? I don't really know how to end this video. I guess hi to Rami Malek, stay safe, and God bless you guys. And just, I'm really excited about the show, and I know there's going to be a season 2, so I'm excited. I really want to meet Rami Malek also. I just want to give him a hug. Just have a little cool for the summer Demi Lovato moment with him, you know. Rami Malek. Got my mind on your body, and your body on my mind. Got a taste for the cherry, I just need to take a bite. I'll stop there, you guys. I'll stop. Bye.